Hey guys, it's your mortgage boy here, Nathan Gort with theLender. Hey guys, today on the 2-minute drill, let's talk about a market update. There's a lot of confusion of what's going on in the market. A lot of people don't understand what's going on. So let's take a few minutes in our 2-minute drill and talk about that. So today on the 2-minute drill, let's clear up some confusion. The simple fact is this. We've pumped so much money into the economy over the last 3 years with paying people stimulus checks, pumping money into the Russian-Ukraine war. People got rates so low that we were generating money to do those loans, whether it be car loans. You know, a lot of dealerships do, hey, dollar down, drive away. Well, where does that $50,000 come from that car? Well, we print it, right? So it's money that we are basically hurting ourselves with. Also, we did things with mortgage rates where we made mortgage rates so low that people want to take advantage of second home loans and just continue to buy. People who couldn't afford a house at $500,000 were all of a sudden buying it when they should be around $300,000. So we drove the prices up on these houses. We also drove inflation to where it is right now. So right now, the Fed is behind on correcting it, which is why we're seeing such a painful, aggressive approach at trying to beat inflation. But basically, right now, when you get a mortgage, you're not gonna be able to find one probably without points unless you take a high rate or pay a lot of points up front. And the reason for that is because of how the loans are sold. On top of that, you gotta look at it from the standpoint of banks are looking in the next year or two for brighter times. And what that means is if rates take a drop, 1.5%, 2% next year, there are some experts that believe it will, some don't. But when those rates come down, people are gonna refinance like crazy. You're gonna take maybe a 7.5%, 8% interest rate and cut it down to maybe 5%, maybe 4.9%, maybe even 6%. And so the banks that do these loans have to make their money somewhere for taking the risk to loan that money, paying the loan officer, paying the fixed costs to do the loan, so you get it up front. That's why you're paying points a lot of time, or you're taking such a high rate that they're making up their money back quicker than usual. Average refi on an investment home is 5 years. A lot of predictions, in mine as well, is we're gonna see a lot of refis in the next 2 years. It's not gonna be 5, 6, 7 years like what you traditionally see. It's gonna be quicker. The first time we see rates take a huge decrease over the next year or two, a lot of people are gonna refinance. And so banks have to make up their money, right? That's what we're seeing going on. It's life. We see this with inflation. We see this when recessions happen. So this isn't something that's new. We kind of let ourselves into this, but at the same time, we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So hang in there for a few more months. We also are seeing the government, the Fed, try to slow down how bad prices went up in affordability on houses. They're making it so painful that house values don't necessarily lose a lot, like people calling a housing crisis coming. It's not gonna come. What you're gonna see is probably a correction where people who are offering 50 grand over, driving prices up 100 grand over where they should be, you'll probably see values go back to where they should be in line. Now, those same people will probably say they were right. I don't care. All that matters is we're not gonna have a housing crisis. There's too much equity out there right now. Mortgage rates are so low. For half the people out there, I think it's under 5%. We won't see a housing crisis like people claim of 2008. Okay, so we will see a correction, whether it's a flat correction or maybe 5 or 10% decrease. That way it goes back in line where original projections were. We'll see that. I know in my area, I'm seeing that right now. A lot of prices are coming down. It's still ridiculous. If you're making 70 grand income on a short-term rental, why are you pricing it for 900,000? Come on, who's gonna buy that? Not me and none of my clients. So this is gonna correct a lot of human error over the last 3 years. So guys, once again, click the like button below if you wanna learn more. Contact us if you wanna know anything more. But basically, just stay up to date. It's a great time to buy. In all these hardship times, this is when people strike gold and make wealth, right? It's a great time to buy if you buy correctly. See you next time.